Yo, what's up, guys? As you saw in the intro, I tried low bar squatting today. I did not like it one bit. So I know the bar is supposed to be lower on your back and it's supposed to be like right above your rear delts. I tried that. It hurts so bad. And I'm not saying that because I'm a wussy, but I could not even like stay. So here you can see me warming up with it here, and I was even thinking like, what the hell is this bar path? I know I went all the way down, and it didn't really make it awkward. So it wasn't the depth, it wasn't the stance, it wasn't really any of that. It was really just the bar position. It felt like it was about to fall off my back, and I know it's just because I haven't trained with it, obviously. So it's gonna feel awkward, and I'm not bashing it and saying you shouldn't do it, but definitely something I got to get used to if I do it again in the future. But I gave it a try. Definitely felt more glutes. I can understand now what you guys talk about if you guys do low bar. I know some people have commented either on YouTube or on TikTok. If you hear that beeping, that's my microwave. But I feel like that kind of good morning squat when I push through my heels out of the hole where my hips would shoot up. I basically did endless 225s today. So I just did them for a glute burn, for more activation. I just did it until I literally felt like I was going to pass out. Just kidding. I didn't go that hard. And then I did some deadlifts after. I was going to do Romanian deadlifts, but I wanted to focus more glutes. So instead of just like hamstring Romanian, I just did regular deadlifts. And it wasn't until the end of the whole freaking workout did I really find a way to get peak glute contraction. Because my right side, I can feel like instantly, even just standing with the squat, I can like pump my glutes, I can activate them, but my left side I can never do, and I just didn't know why. And then towards the end of my workout, also in the workout, you're not going to see there's any splits. The workout was so long that it wasn't even that long. It's just I recorded it so long because of these endless 225s that I ran out of storage on my phone, so I couldn't record the splits. But just know I did them. I did my splits and calf raises. I also did a hack squat machine and just really focused like the descent for like the squat. It just feels a little weird, and I felt it like the entire time, like I'm not feeling it complete. So I felt it a little in my left glute, obviously, but still not like peak contraction. And at the end of my workout, I started stretching my hip flexors because I started thinking about, I know there's this thing called like Reciprocal Inhibition. I don't even know if that's what it's called. But basically, if my hip flexors are too tight, then it'll restrict my glutes from contracting fully, which now that I stretched them and I could feel them in like kneeled down position, that's exactly what was happening. And with I'm definitely going to do ATG split squats tomorrow to stretch out my hip flexors, so be prepared for that. I'm also volunteering tomorrow at a soup kitchen. It's called the Soup Kitchen, but it's actually much nicer than that, and I don't know if it's meant for homeless. I don't think it is, but that's going to be fun, good experience. Now back to the hip flexor thing. So I was trying to do glute bridges, and I'm just like, or I was doing calf raises, and I would do a calf raise single leg with my right side, and I can flex my glute. And then I tried a single leg calf raise on my left side, and I couldn't. Like, even just all my weight on my left side, I could not activate my glute the same way I was doing my right side. And I'm like, what is going on? Looked in the mirror and noticed like hip extension. My hip extension wasn't as good as my other side. And I immediately thought, oh, it's my hip flexors. So I went into a kneeling position, not a super extended kneeling position, just like a regular one. Then I flexed my glute to like keep a neutral, or like even a slightly have a slight pelvic tilt, and then I just leaned forward and felt a massive stretch on my hip flexor, and then my glutes started just like cramping. Like I got that earlier today, or like when I got back, I also did a little bit of stretching. My glutes started cramping, my left one, so that's a good sign. So I'm just gonna prioritize. See here, even look at the video right there. I was trying to just like straighten out my torso and try to get that glute like activation. I just could not get it. But I'm gonna focus a lot more stretching, especially for those for my left hip flexor, and just activation. So what I've been doing, at least now for when I stretch, like when I'm in my dorm room, I'm going to do just like a lunge type stretch, except my back foot is the one I'm going to be stretching. So imagine my left foot is behind me, and then I'm going to be pushing into the ground and flexing my glute. So it's not just the stretch I'm going for the hip flexor, it's also like my glute activation. And you guys will see that tomorrow for my ATG split squats. It'll be a lot easier to see what I'm saying. But my back foot will be the stabilizer, and then my front foot would be the working set. But the stabilizer is just as important as the working set for the ATG split squats, because you're basically balancing on in like a line, as opposed to you have like left and right support from a regular squat. But I'm hoping that this is like the missing key is that it's just tight hip flexors, and then I can finally get some like solid glute activation. But overall, the squats felt more balanced. Like usually, I at least now that I'm doing them this way, I notice how far forward I was, and it goes back to why my quads are so much bigger than everything else, is because when I would squat, I would just be leaning so far forward that my quads are taking the brunt of everything. And also that like significant knee cave I have, it's because my glutes are just not even, or at least my right one probably, because like now that I'm noticing it and doing activation drills, like my right glute's way bigger than my left. And I think my hamstring on my left side's bigger because it's taking over what my glute should be doing. And I also looked that up, like, you know, right when I saw it, I was like, so I looked it up, like hip flexors taking over glute, and it would talk about that hamstrings would be bigger because your glutes are not working. And it's also probably because I probably have anterior pelvic tilt just because of how tight my quads get, because if my quads are doing like it's all clicking, I guess. And it's also funny because I could be completely wrong and be rambling about random bullshit, right? But I guess that's just like this channel, and I know Ivan's is literally the exact same, where he's just basically like theorizing about what could make his squat better, theorizing about what this is, what that is, and then he'll like test it, and then if it works, it works. It doesn't, he moves on to the next thing. I don't know. I find that funny, or not funny. I find that cool and like something that I want to do too, and stuff that I've done in the past. For these pistols, I was trying to find like a balance, and I also like coming down, I realized how tight I was on my left side too. Like my outside glutes, like my glute medius was super tight. So I did some stretching in between, and then glute bridges obviously in between all my sets. And you also notice that my first sets, I was wearing my Converse for like half of them, and that's just because I wanted like complete glute activation just in case. And then I threw on the squat shoes. Like, it's probably something I'm going to do in the future too, where I'll probably do half my sets in Converse, half my sets in squat shoes, because it really does work different muscles. Like I think it changes the lift altogether. But then again, that's also why there's like other movements you can do, like accessories, like what's it called? Leg extensions, hack squats, and all that other stuff. But I think I'll just stick to squats and just change like angles. So I'll probably change feet position, stuff like that. These Romanian deadlifts, they felt pretty good, although like when I was doing them, I immediately thought like, you know what, I saw Ivan deadlifting, it's time for me to deadlift. So I threw some more weight on there. I was really focusing just the heel in full extension. You'll see, I don't know if I do it here, but you'll see especially the next sets at the top, I try to like extend through my quads too. So I'll flex my glutes and straighten my legs as much as I can. And that was just trying to get as much glute activation as I could. And even still, I could not get as much on my left side as I could on my right. So, and I'm guessing that's just because I didn't stretch my hip flexors then. But next time I do this, and it's like I'm so motivated, I want to go super heavy tomorrow, but I won't. Tomorrow I'm probably going to do ATG split squats and Romanian deadlifts. I'll do Romanian deadlifts tomorrow. I'm not going to go that heavy because I want to go heavier on Monday. But I just want to work that glute activation before. So I'll start with ATG split squats to get that stretch in my hip flexors and all that. And then I'll move on to deadlifts. Although in my squats, it's like I still Did get a glute pump after. It's like no matter what I do, I can't get a glute pump. I know Ivan had the same thing with his quads. No matter what he did, he couldn't get a quad pump. But I think it's just gonna take some time, just more glute activation. So, I'm sorry, more glute activation. But if you look at the top rep right here, you're gonna notice me straining out my legs. See that? I kind of like try to exaggerate at the top, but that's me just trying to get like full hip extension. Although I don't know if I'm even doing that, to be honest. Full hip extension may be just me rotating my pelvis. Although, I don't know. I was just trying something different, see if it worked. And I also did snatch deadlift. So after this heavy set, I believe, or the next one, I did snatch deadlifts. My lats were on fire. I didn't realize, like, I did realize I've done it in the past, but I forgot how good they were for, like, lat activation, because you're so far spread out that it like, requires you to stay firm. I saw a video by Candido, too. I don't know if you guys know Candido training. You don't know him, look him up. But he talked about, like, snatch deadlifts and how it puts your back in a really good position, which it does, because it forces you to get, like, super upright because of how wide your arms are. And these deadlifts felt pretty good. They move pretty fast. It's 335. I don't know why, but it looks like my lower back is rounding. But when I'm deadlifting, it feels like it's like neutral. And I'm not sure whether I should exaggerate it more or not. But here's the snatches. I'm a little tired. Also cutting down, I watched some videos by Alan Thrall. He's amazing. Holy crap, his diet videos are inspirational. And he just speaks truth about, like, eating. Are you actually hungry, or are you just, like, emotional? I know some days, like, school's stressful, and I might just, like, pig out sometimes, but I'm definitely going to try to cut back down, get back to my summer, college physique that I had. But that was today's video. Hope you guys like it. I'll be back tomorrow trying new things. I'll see ya.